live on Saturday night, December 9th, from the theater at Madison Square Garden, New York, New York. Vasyl High-Tech Lomachenko will defend his WBO junior lightweight title against Guillermo Rigondeaux. In this video, I will break down who has the most power, who has the better hand and foot speed, which of these two athletes have the better chin, and who has proved in their professional bouts to have the best stamina. Junior lightweight, super featherweight, or even known as the 130-pound division is the weight class this match will take place at. I'm going to give you those stats, and I'm going to give them to you raw dog. Before I begin, I am not basing any of these stats on these two great boxers' amateur careers. Fact, if you didn't know, Vasyl Lomachenko's amateur record is a stunning 396 wins with 1 loss. Guillermo Rigondeaux's amateur record is an astonishing 463 wins, 463, with 12 losses. Rigondeaux has not lost a bout since 2003. Together, these two athletes have 859 amateur wins. Power. In Lomachenko's 10 professional bouts, he has won 7 of them by KO, and he's stopped guys like Rocky Roman Martinez, Nicholas Walters, and Miguel Mariaga. None of those bouts went all 12 rounds, and Lomachenko maybe lost 3 or 4 rounds in those KO wins. Guillermo Rigondeaux has won 11 of his 17 pro fights by KO. But we have to look at the guys that he stopped. William Casey. I say his record was padded and never stood a chance against Rigondeaux. Same thing with Rico Ramos. Same thing with Tion Kennedy. Their records consist of mostly journeymen and short notice fights. While these guys were training in the gym, their opponents that were handpicked, were notified, were basically called up and asked, hey, you want to fight in 2 weeks? Advantage, Vasyl Lomachenko. Speed, footwork, and hand speed. In Vasyl Lomachenko's third bout, he fought a man named Gary Russell Jr., who was once called, and perhaps still is called, the man with the fastest hands in boxing. In his 8th bout, he fought Nicholas Walters, a man not only with power, but some of the best feints and footwork in the sport. Lomachenko made both of them look less than amateurish, took them to school, and got the win. Guillermo Rigondeaux, he outboxed a man named the Filipino Flash. He was called a Flash because of his speed. He fought him, and that Flash's powers, lights were turned off. Any opponent with any sort of speed, like Roberto Macain, Tion Kennedy, looked sluggish against Rigondeaux. Speed, even chin. Lomachenko has been hurt in his professional bouts, but many argue he was hurt because of low blows. His sole defeat in his professional career came against Mexican tough guy, Mexican ruffian, Orlando Salido. But in all fairness, Lomachenko in his second professional bout didn't know how to react to elbows, low blows, and shots behind the head when the referee in the bout wasn't acknowledging them. Guillermo Rigondeaux has been hurt by Nonito Donaire, a fighter who at that time was considered the best in the super bantamweight division, the champion in that division. He was the lineal champion in that division. Once Rigondeaux got hurt, he immediately came back and hurt his opponent worse. Many people think his fights are boring, but in knowledgeable boxing fans' minds, Guillermo Rigondeaux's bouts are masterpieces. Neither boxer's chin has been tested that much. Why? Because they don't get hit. Chin even. Stamina. Top Rank Online has been trying to build up Vasyl Lomachenko as a come forward fighter. He is not. What he does in the last 5 of his 6 bouts, he likes to take opponents apart in the early rounds, drag them into deep waters, have them exhausted, have them bruised, have them beaten mentally, and then overtake them. The only weakness we've ever seen with Lomachenko in the later rounds was against Orlando Salido and a little against Gary Russell Jr. Guillermo Rigondeaux, apparently this is what he's known for, even though he's only gone 4 times in his 17 fights to the 12th round. Rigondeaux's team and Rigondeaux himself will tell you his strategy is not to knock you out. His strategy is to take you in those deep waters, submerge you, and drown you in the later rounds. Stamina, Guillermo Rigondeaux. Again, the 29-year-old 5'6" Ukrainian Vasyl Lomachenko puts his WBO junior lightweight, want to call it that, his WBO super featherweight, if you want to call it that, his WBO 130-pound class title up against the 37-year-old 5'4" Cuban, the golden mouth jackal Guillermo Rigondeaux, on December 9th of this year on ESPN.